Next. How effective is the current stakeholder engagement? Who are the stakeholders is written in the first line. Customers, suppliers, regulators, neighbors, employees, investment bankers, and everyone who has a stake in the running of the company is a stakeholder. Identifying and prioritizing the stakeholders and being transparent about the issues that affect to them is a key part of the building credibility and trust. Now, how do you communicate with the stakeholders? What are the forums which the companies are using, and what are the best ones which are available but not being used? The third one tells you that these are the forums in which you can have a very good interaction with the stakeholders, but it's not happening. For example, AGMs. You can have a very good interaction with the stakeholders. You can understand what the issues are, capture that and liquidate them in the coming months. Does it happen? No. Analyst presentations, direct interaction. So many marketing people come interact with the customers. Do they get a feedback what the stakeholder wants? Doesn't happen. What does this show? This is an indication that corporate responsibility is not yet fully integrated as a priority in companies' main objectives. If this happens, definitely that means you are taking it serious. This is not happening. Yeah. Do stakeholders believe what you report? I report, but do people believe that? ये सब बकवास है. Some people say that. So, how do you build trust? Increasing number of companies are going for third-party validation. Our reports are all externally validated. Ernst & Young did a verification of all our reporting and validated all our findings. So, you can build some, you can have some confidence in our reports. Of the 250 bigger companies in the world, 40 have gone for third-party assurance. Not much growth, 30 became 40, nothing great. So, what does that show? Even though stakeholders show concern about the veracity of the environmental and the social claims, formal assurance is still undertaken only by minority of the companies. That means you are allowed to drumbeat yourself. Without external validation, I will not believe those reports. Next. Who goes for external validation normally is the highest use of assurance tends to be in those sectors which have got a known impact. That means, for example, alcohol industry or a cigarette industry. We know they are all bad, but they will be the first to produce a sustainability report because they have the highest impact on the society. So, they are very careful to release their report immediately. They will be the first. The highest use of assurance tends to be in sectors with known impact and a high media attention. So, BP, high attention, they will go first for sustainability reporting. Some countries like Sweden have made it mandatory that reporting has to be validated by a third party. So, you have no choice. So, you have to get it assured. Instead of formal assurance, some companies include the views of external parties in their reports. It's not just validation, some few paragraphs, some people will comment on it. The commentary may be from influential stakeholder groups or reputable experts in a specialist corporate responsibility field, some third party. When reporting as per GRI, if you take a third party assurance, you can add a plus to the declared application level. It could be C plus, B plus or A plus. If you don't go for external validation, there is no plus added to it. Next. The ISO is also developing standards, but this standards is not sustainability standards, it is social responsibility standards. And we presume that this will also become popular like ISO 14001, because ISO 14001 everybody is using. So we presume that this will also get popular when it is introduced. Next. Now, since all of us you have to report, how do we make our life simpler? How do we make reporting job itself simpler? There are variety of software available in the market. More than 40 vendors are available. The software is available. You just buy the software, install it across your organization, then half your headache of preparing a report is over. It does lot of things for you. Geographical data collection, even you can review the performance on a weekly basis. If the reporting software is not available, I can do it only once in 6 months or once in a year. But if the reporting software is available, I can review the performance of sustainability issues every week. That's the beauty of the software. Geographically distributed locations, I get the data, and the software itself provides you all the trend, how the growth, how the CO2 emission is going up or down, how the energy consumption is going up or down, how the water consumption is going, what are the ethics issues, everything it captures. Wherever anybody data enters, immediately it is available at my desk as a sustainability manager. So, and it gives me all the charts, whatever charts which I have to put it in the report, it's available. So all my job is in no time it becomes simpler. So it's better to buy a software if you are reporting. Yeah, next. Who is the biggest guy in software? Enablon is the world's largest sustainability software provider. And there are other people like PE International, SAP also is there. We were in fact looking at Enablon and Sophie software at some point of time, but then afterwards we thought we'll wait for some more time. So we are also doing Excel sheet based. Yep, next. Yeah, these are all the global trends happening in the sustainability reporting. The first and foremost issue is climate and energy. This is very intricately linked. For foreseeable number of years, whether you like it or not, we will be using coal, petroleum and natural gas as our source of energy. No miracle is going to happen, no renewable energy is going to replace it in the foreseeable future. No nuclear energy is going to replace this in a significant way. It's a fact. A lot of research has been done, a lot of projections have been done. This is going to be part of our lives as long as you live, as long as I live. Beyond 50 years, we don't know. But next 30, 40 years, definitely this is going to be our primary energy source. If that is the case, how do we make sure that we are sustainable? The answer lies in capturing the carbon dioxide emissions from the burning of coal. Whatever carbon dioxide is getting emitted from coal or the coke, you must compress it and transport it, and either you bury it under the sea or in the salt caverns which are available across the world. You can just pump in CO2 into those salt domes. We can keep that for 200, 300 years. The technology is feasible, the technology is proven. What is required is an incentive for us to do that. That incentive can come only if you put a price on CO2 emission. If you put a CO2 emission price, then we can make this a reality and we can sustain the world. Yeah, next. The second major issue is supply chain related issues. That means if I am buying from something from somebody, how is that material coming? Is it coming, is it being purchased, is it being produced in a sustainable manner or not? I may be doing sustainability in a great way, but what about my supply chain? How is it happening? This is what people are asking us now. Are you looking at the supply chain issues? The Walmart, which is the biggest, consumer of so many variety of materials it purchases, is trying to establish sustainability issues with their suppliers. Same way Carrefour, again a retail chain. So they are all having problems with the sustainability issues, child labor, forced labor, ethics, all those things come in sustainability issues. Next. The third issue is health and environment of the people who are getting exposed to chemicals. Here, the European Union has taken a lead and they have introduced a legislation 3 years back called REACH, R-E-A-C-H. It's yet to come to other parts of the world, but it's a very, very important initiative. REACH provides protection it makes it accountable. Actually, it makes accountable for the people who make these chemicals and also the people who are involved in the supply of these products. So there is a very rigorous legislation which has been implemented in the European Union, which is called the Regulation on the Registration, Evaluation, Authorization and Restriction of Chemicals. It's called REACH. If you go in the net, you will get a lot of material on REACH. Yeah, next. Again, all of you know this. Oil spill off the coast of Mumbai. A lot of damage has been done. There is a report, somebody says, don't eat the fish from whatever is caught in Mumbai. Then the BMC comes and says, no, fish is safe. Don't eat the prawns. So like that, there is so much of argument is going on. And then somebody else says, this fish does not contain oil, but it contains something else, so don't eat. So there is so much of controversy happening because of this. And in this next 4 months, nobody is going to touch fish in Mumbai.